Good morning everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, don't forget, hit that subscribe button, turn them notifications on. Probably sat there now thinking, is this the same video as the last one? I know I'm in the same place and pretty much filming everything the same, but this is the second part of the silage preparation video. So, we have been and got our belt, following on from the last video. If you haven't watched it, I'll put it up in the top corner, wherever, link to that one. But we are back and we have got our belt. This set us back a few pennies. Quite an expensive belt actually, but looking at it now, you could definitely tell that this belt needed replacing. So, just to fill you in, what we're going to be doing today. I am hoping that this is going to be the only other part of the silage preparation, but possibly there will be a third one. What we got left to do, as we've seen in the last video, we have got the mower ready. That is ready to go. Got the Puma in the shed here today, and that is one of the things we'll be doing with the forager. Got the belt to put back on, then I'm going to be running through the forager with the grease gun. I know I said I'd do it in the last video, but we got sidetracked on something else. So we'll be doing that today, and then I'm going to run it up. Right, so we have got the belt here. Exactly the same process as when we took it out. All we got to do, over that pulley, and then over the top of this pulley. So, let's get it in place. I would imagine this is going to be a little bit more tricky than the last belt to come out. Obviously, this belt is going to be shorter because it hasn't stretched like the other one. I don't know how long the other belt had been on the machine. It had been on it ever since we've had it, so possibly been on there from new. So what I'm going to do is put it over the pulley on the far side and then put it on this one after. The reason for that is I can turn the flywheel there and then that should pull the belt on. Might work, might not. I hope it does, but... So... The thing with this belt I've got to be careful of is because it's grooved, I've got to make sure that the belt goes in the grooves as it should do. So, I'm going to put one hand on that belt now, and then I'm going to pull the flywheel. Now hopefully that should run the belt on. This flywheel's quite stiff. Alright. Now, if we just have a look. Let's take the camera off there. Right, so we just have a quick look. As you can see, this belt hasn't gone on to the jockey wheel properly. So what I'm going to have to do is prise this over so that all the grooves are sitting correctly. Because at the moment, as you'll see, one of them grooves is not sitting in. There's that slid over. Now, I'm just going to pull the flywheel again. Just hold the belt, because it's going to be quite stiff, that is. It's going to be just a little bit hard to pull on. So, I don't think I'm going to be able to get it on this way. It's quite tight at that. It's not actually overly tight. I'm going to give it another go. If not, the other way of doing this is to go a groove at a time. The only problem with that, I don't like doing it, because you have to get a bar in and prise it over. And you can sometimes find yourself damaging the belt, so we'll try and get this without, but we might not be able to. Okay, so we've got most of the grooves on, just one last pull. And there we go. That's the last one popped on. So now it's just a case of winding this tensioner pulley back on. Now that belt already is a lot tighter. It's not tighter now, but before the other one was really slack at that. So you can definitely tell it's stretched, and look at how much adjustment there is yet. This spring, by what this says here, should be from the distance from this end here up to the end of the spring there. Should be 190 mil. Right, so you can see that this distance is currently sitting at 21.5 centimeters, 215 mil. So we've got to go down to 190, so that means we've got to get another 25 mil play out of that. I haven't wound this nut up behind, and it is already compressing the string, so that means this belt is obviously at the right tension. So we'll wind this the rest of the way. Just a quick look of how long this is going to take. The movement I have with the spanner is from there to there. So yeah, I can do not even a quarter of a turn, and then I have to move the spanner. So we could be here a while. And there we are. There's our 190 as we needed it. I did just get it up to 190 on this distance, but I pushed that down, this spring, well, this pin should I say, and this piece shot up there, so it had lost all the tension. So obviously I've wound it back up, and now, you know, that ain't going anywhere. I had to hold it on these nuts to tighten this one, so I know that it's not holding here. So now it's just, all I got to do, wind the locking nut up, and then the belt's done. As you'll see, it's quite tight. Probably what we'll do with this belt is we will do, well, to be honest with you, what I'll probably do, get it all greased up and fire it up. Check the tension then. If it's the same, then it'll be a case, when we get in the field, do 2, 3, maybe 4 loads and then check it again. By then, it's probably going to have stretched, so we're going to have to tighten it up. So we'll get that locking nut done up, and then it is a case, I keep saying it is a case. Then we'll get on to doing the greasing. Right, okay, we have got now to grease the flywheel, grease the PTO shaft. Now what I've got to do is take this guard out here. Basically what's underneath this guard is a row of about 5 or 6 grease nipples, and it goes in tubes and it greases various different parts of the machine. So what I'm going to do, take this out and grease them. Then I think, I'm going to have to check with my dad, but I think that there are some grease nipples that you can't get at unless you take the bed off the forager and back away. So possibly gonna have to drop this off. I won't be doing that today, that'll probably be tomorrow. But we'll get this guard up and then get all them grease down there. Here we are, look, these are the row of greasers. It isn't the ones I was on about, there's another row just over there. Basically all these are is tubes that run off and they go down to the bearings. Some of the bearings aren't accessible on this machine without taking a lot of stuff off, so these just do make your life a lot easier. So there's them 3 here, and I think there's some down on these pulleys here. I think there's one in that UJ, but I'm sure that you have to take the bed off to get to a couple, so I'll have to check on that one and get back to it. There we are, there's the machine greased. I think I've got to every greasing point on it. There's a few awkward points on this forager, and it's these little UJs. There is 4 of these on the machine. This is the easier one to get to. There's another one just down there, you can see it, and that is a really awkward one to get to. I have got some greasing in them with a little tool I've got, but yeah, they're not the easiest of UJs to grease. So now we've got the machine greased up, what we'll do is we will back the tractor up to it, get it all hooked up, and then we'll just run this machine over, not flat out, just nice and slowly, which is going to work the grease around them bearings. Then I'll go around again and just put a couple of pumps in every one again, and then it should be ready for, well, to pick some grass up. Right, so we've got the forager hooked up to the tractor now, so let's just give it a whiz. over in 540 at the moment, so I don't want to spin it too quick. I just want to check everything's working. I'll leave this on tick over now and just have a quick walkabout. There's a couple of tines catching there by the sound of things, but we'll just have a look at that after. So check all this is running over okay. And this is the main thing I want to check, this belt we've changed. Once this has been run for a while, I would imagine that it loses tension, but as we can see here now, you can just see that arm moving slightly, and that is the belt pushing pressure down, which is then pushing against the spring. That's why I'd imagine the space in there is got to be so crucial, because then it's got that movement. So everything sounds all right. The only noise coming from the machine at the moment is for them few tine scraping, so we'll have a look at them. One other thing I want to do is, as you can see on the chains here, they got these little brushes. Basically they're just self-oilers, and the way they work is you fill this reservoir up here with some chain oil, and whenever you lift the bed up and down, it sends pressure to this piston and then releases oil down all these lines, so it goes to all the various chains. So that's the only other thing I want to check now, is that all these oilers are working, and if not, why they're not working. And if I can't seem to find that, then we'll just get some oil on them and just make sure we keep putting oil on them as we use the machine. So we'll go and stop this now, check that belt tension, and then yeah, make sure the oilers are all going. There we are. There's a tape there and it has not lost any tension, so that's good. We'll have to check this after doing a couple of loads of silage, but it's kept its tension whilst on tick over. I know that's not really going to stretch the belt though. And there we are. There is the forager ready for picking some grass up. All I've got to do now, drop them few guards and put them back on, but I'll do them later on now. So yeah, that brings us to the end of today's video. There is a few more jobs left to do before we can do any silaging. One of them being this shed to sort out, so maybe I might do a video on us preparing the shed, I don't know yet. Also got the silage sides to put on the trailers. We've put the new spring on the one trailer, did that this morning. That all went well, so yeah, I don't know. I might do a video on putting the silage sides on, I might not. But that brings us to the end of today's video. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.